For our project today, we are going to be making multiple cuts of the same design to put on some t-shirts and some plastic tumblers. Hello, I am Katie, the Crafty Blog Stalker, and if you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and ring that bell so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming craft tutorial videos. To make all of the cuts that I'm going to need for my project, I am going to turn to the Cricut Venture to help me out. So I thought I might as well show you how I do it as well. We're going to start in Cricut Design Space where I already have my design ready to go. And this design is available for you to use, so make sure and check the link either in the blog post or this video tutorial for that link to access this design. And I have made it so you can still change the words, so you can change the last name to whatever if you would like. Since I have made this file editable, before you cut, you will need to highlight this entire design. See how it has the text and the image, and you will need to attach them so that they will cut right when you send them to your Cricut. I already have everything sized exactly how I want it, so I'm going to click on Make It, and we are going to cut without a mat 25-inch width and confirm. I want to make 6 copies because we're making 6 shirts, and I want to mirror. That all looks good. I'm going to move these just to space them out a little bit and save just that tiny bit of vinyl there along the top. I'm going to click on Continue, and I'm going to select Smart Iron On, and now I'm ready to go to my machine. The first thing I'm going to do is lift my lever arm here, and then since I'm using 25-inch material, I want to make sure that my pinch arm is all the way to this end. I believe it's your right side, it's my left side, all the way to the end. And then I want to open up these material guides on the far right and left of the machine as well, and make sure that that center one is down. Now we can load our material, and I'll turn my table around. I love the docking stand. It makes everything so easy. And as you can see, I already have my roll of smart material on the material rolls here on the back of the docking stand. On the back of the machine where you load the material, there are some guide rails. You can't see them from your vantage point, but they help you know where to place your material. So I'm going to unroll my material just a little bit and place it into those guides and push it down. And you can hear the vacuum inside the Venture. It grabs that material and holds it to its base, that floor, that 45-degree angle floor. And you want the material to be just past those material guides on the front of the machine. Now I can close that lever, and I'm going to make sure and open the fabric baskets. There's a front basket and a back basket, as you can see. Now my load light is blinking, so I need to hit that, and that is going to measure out my material. And you'll see why I want the baskets, because it's going to measure really fast, and it's going to flow into that basket, which keeps the material from hitting your floor and picking up any dust, or in my case, dog hair that may be laying around the machine. The play light is blinking, so it's ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. The machine will take a minute to think, and then it will start cutting. It's all done cutting, so I'm going to take the little cutting blade out of the back, and we're going to cut off that iron-on. There's a groove there, a little track that you just run that blade through. And then to unload the machine, all I have to do is lift that lever and pull out the remaining vinyl from the back. Now I'm going to go back to Cricut Design Space because I need to cut out this design for our tumblers. So I want the size of that design to be 2.25. And then this Addams Family, I don't need that for my tumbler, so I'm just gonna hide it by pressing that little eye icon. It won't delete it, it just hides it. And again, I'm ready to make it. We are going to be cutting without a mat, and this time we're gonna be using 13-inch material. And again, I need 6 copies. And this time I do not need to mirror. So I can click on continue to send it to my machine. This time we are using 13-inch smart material. So I need to change the settings on my machine. So I'm gonna lift the arm and pull that pinch arm to the center. And then I'm gonna put down this material guide and open up the material guide in the center. I've got my black permanent vinyl here. And again, I'm gonna feed that in to the material guides that are on the back of the machine. And you can hear that vacuum suck down that material. And when it is just barely past those guides, close the clamp. Now we're ready to go. My load button is blinking, so I'm gonna click on that. Again, it's gonna measure out the material, make sure that I have enough for my project. And then once that play button starts blinking, it is ready to cut. Again, it's gonna think for just a couple seconds and it will begin cutting my material. We're all done cutting, and I'm going to take my little blade here and again just cut that off right along that little track in the machine. When it comes to weeding, it really depends on the material for the way that I choose to weed. Let's start with the iron-on, and I'm going to weed this big piece all at once. So I'm going to start in a corner. It's so big I practically have to lean against it. And just start pulling. Since iron-on vinyl isn't sticky on the other side, I don't have to worry about pieces sticking where I don't want them to. And it tears if it gets too tight, but it won't tear where you don't want it to tear. So it's really pretty easy to use. Now that the outside is off, all I need to do is go in and remove the inside of the letters. When everything is weeded, that is when I take my pair of scissors and cut the designs apart. To weed my vinyl designs, I cut those apart first because of the sticky. If a sticky part sticks to a part that I don't want it to stick to, it's a pain. So I cut these apart and weed them individually. And I still do them the same. I always start in that upper left-hand corner. I don't really know why. It's just kind of a habit. And I'm just going to slowly pull that back and make sure that nothing is pulling up that I want to, any part of that design. Now I know I'm going to pull up the dot of the eye in Family just because it's such a tiny dot, and I am just okay with it. And then I take the outer piece and just kind of loop it, stick it to my table, and then when I pull out those center pieces, it'll stick. I brought in my Cricut Easy Press to help me apply those iron-on vinyl designs. I'm going to go ahead and unlock it so it opens up and turn it on. And I want the settings to be 315 for 50 seconds, which are already set. But if I needed to adjust, I could just turn that dial to change those settings. And then for my shirt, I'm gonna take off that front sticker, and we're gonna be adding our design to the back. So I'm gonna turn my shirt over and use a lint roller. I'm gonna take a look at our design and just double check to make sure I have those inside of the letters removed, because I have ironed those on before. And You want the design to be down about 3 inches from that back neck hem there. So I'm going to use, you can see the front of the shirt, the neckline through, and that's just what I'm going to use as a guide. Now I am an eyeballer. If you need to measure, that is totally okay. That looks good. I'm going to place it on my auto press. Make sure that that design is completely on that cushion so the whole thing gets pressed. Shut the machine, and as soon as the timer is done, it will open all by itself. So that means I can start working on my next shirt. And this is a cool peel, so I'm gonna set it aside to let it cool before we peel that off. And I'm gonna keep applying that vinyl on design to the back of my shirt until they are all done. And we can't forget about our decals for our tumblers. So I've got some transfer tape here. I'm just gonna remove it from its backing liner and roll that transfer tape onto our decal. Scrape it good with a scraper, both sides. And then peel back the vinyl backing sheet from the transfer tape and make sure that all of those little pieces stick. And then I have my tumbler just on a little tumbler holder thing. And we're going to apply our decal. Easy peasy. And then I can reuse this transfer tape for my other decals as well. And there are all of our cute tumblers. I love how they turned out. And I am so excited to go to Adam's Family Campout this year. And look what I'm wearing. We have Adam's Family on the sleeve and Adam's Family Campout on the back. I love how everything turned out, and it was super easy. Even though it was a big project to make everything, the Cricut Venture made it super easy. If you want more fun craft tutorials, make sure to check out my website, thecraftyblogstalker.com. Thanks everyone. Bye and happy crafting.